Why hello everybody, Spencer here, also known as Lego Dune 11, and in today's video, this is my Dune Part 2, Part 2, spoiler review. So without further ado, let's discuss. As I just mentioned, this is Dune Part 2, spoiler review, so if you haven't seen the movie, get out now. This is it's been a week since the movie's come out, but oh boy, I have to forewarn you, this was my most anticipated movie of the year, and probably my favorite movie of the year, probably the best. And I know that's a hyperbole, I know, I'm not trying to make it a hyperbole, but this was the third movie I've seen in theaters this year, and my God was it awesome. If this is what movies this year will be, I cannot wait. But at any rate, I just get ready for my review. Just get ready for this deep. I cannot wait to give you my rating. I am so pumped. I was so excited for this movie. It did not disappoint. As I said, coming out of the theater with my friends, I said, I cannot believe 2 Spider-Verse movies and two Dune movies have been like my favorite things of like 4 projects have been my favorite things of the past decade. Out of the MCU, like I love Endgame, I love Marvel so much, and I love No Way Home. No Way Home's great, but the 2 Spider-Verse movies, and then I can't wait for the 3rd Spider-Verse. I can't wait for the 3rd Dune. These are going to be my favorite trilogies of all time. I love I love the Planet of the Apes trilogy, the new one, and I can't wait for the new Planet of the Apes. But these are movies that have changed me, and I want to elaborate. I want to get into my review now, but I just had to say that I just love this movie way too much. I just everything about it. When I watched Killers of the Flower Moon last year, there was some stuff in that was really good cinematography, but I'm getting ahead of myself. The score by Hans Zimmer is great. By the way, I'm wearing my Star Wars shirt. I have to forewarn you, I'm wearing a Star Wars shirt because I was digging through, like, what shirt should I wear? I decided I'm going to go with the other genre that has Dune in it, that has a Dune in it, the Tatooine sand dunes. So, I don't hate sand. Sand is coarse, rough, and it gets everywhere, but I had to wear this shirt to influence sand dunes, so there you go. But the score by Hans Zimmer is great. This one, it reminded me of a lot like Spider-Verse, right? When I watched the first Spider-Verse, I go, okay, that soundtrack's amazing. And then you watch the second Spider-Verse, and you go, man, that just blew the first movie out of the water. And this Dune movie with the soundtrack blows the first movie out of the water, because I cannot tell you, with high certainty, I cannot tell you one sound. I mean, I can go to look them up on my phone or on YouTube on my computer here. I can't tell you one track. I can only tell you the main score, the main theme of Dune that repeats like the main motif, like oh, even in this movie. But there are moments in this movie itself where I can tell you that's a track, that's a track, that's a track, and I listened to it on YouTube before the movie even came out, and I go, I love this soundtrack. So this soundtrack just blew me away. Specifically with the action scenes and everything, the action and the music, everything in this movie is perfect. Like it's a lot like it's a lot like the Across the Spider-Verse, where the music and everything just lines up. But I'm gonna keep mentioning that throughout this review. So the score, and Hans Zimmer does a really nice job with this. How he improves, how he does his work. I love Hans Zimmer. I don't know where he ranks for me on the musician, the composer scale, but I do like it. I love this score, and I like his work in The Amazing Spider-Man 2, but that's kind of like a weaker movie, but this one is just all-out banger. So the acting and the characters in this film, we have Timothée Chalamet as Paul Atreides, we have Zendaya as Chani, we have Dave Bautista coming back, we have Christopher Walken in there. We have Stellan Skarsgård. We have Elvis and Austin Butler in there as one bad guy. We have we have Florence Pugh in there. We have Josh Brolin coming back reprising his role. We have Javier Bardem. We have Rebecca Ferguson as the mom. Oh my God! And we have a cameo. We have our cameo in this movie, which I'll mention right now. are cameoed by Anna Taylor-Joy as the daughter of Rebecca Ferguson's character, who's the sister of Paul Atreides, which I thought was out of nowhere. Best moment, not the best moment in the movie, but the best moment that I was not expecting, because if you had said to me, hey, Anna Taylor-Joy is this character before going into the film, because it's not a spoiler, it wouldn't have, I wouldn't have liked to have been told that, right? Like, I wouldn't have been, liked to have been told that before going in, but if you had said to me, like, if I did not care about this movie, which who doesn't, but if you had said, hey, Anna Taylor-Joy is in this movie, is so-and-so, and I'd be like, really? Now I have to watch this movie. Like, but it's a cameo. But it makes so much sense. And I really like, if they just told her, hey, be in this one scene, but I hope she's in more, because it's a really darn shame. I love her as an actress. I love Anna Taylor-Joy. And her popping up in there, it would be a darn shame to have her and then to be like, let's get someone else for the next movie. Oh, that would be a darn shame, because I really like her as an actress, and I feel like this role, the segment, the scene that she was in, it was really powerful. I don't know why. I felt like it was signifying something powerful. The moment, like, okay, we see her as herself. We don't see her as a baby in the womb. We actually see her there. Me actually showing us who her character is in that sense. So, I don't know, that was me. But I loved all the characters, all the acting, especially, I don't even have this up here, the story and the pacing, I have this right, I have this there. There's the worm scene, which I'll get to in a minute. The story and the pacing was chef's kiss. I just feel like this movie was a chef's kiss. Just since the first one. I thought the first one, I watched it, and I watched it a second time. I watched it the first time and went, it was a good movie. And I watched it last fall to prepare for, last fall, but it came out this spring. And then I watched it last fall, and I'm like, man, this is way better than the first time I watched it. But then watching the second one, I'm like, man, this is an even better predecessor. So I loved it. But the story and the pacing, it feels like when you watch this movie, it's like 2.5 hours, 2:43, but about 2.5 if you exclude the credits. The pacing in this movie feels a lot better than the first one, because you kind of get into this movie and you kind of already know the dialogue, that's stupid. You kind of already know the world building, you already know who these characters are, so you don't have to get a lot of taste, you don't have to like really dive deep into who these characters are or the mythology, you already pretty much know. So all it has to really do is just kind of say where they are, what they're doing, and then they go forward with the action and all that. And I feel like it doesn't take as long as a explanation or as a character. Like, I'll tell you, the first movie I was like, okay, this is like a slog fest. Like, it felt like to me, I watched Interstellar last year for the very first time. And I'll tell you, I feel like the first Dune is on a comparison with Interstellar in a way, where there's a lot of heavy exposition. And it's not a bad thing. Like, exposition's not bad. But when you watch the first Dune, it's like, okay, can we get into this? And then it obviously picks up. But this one, it does like 10 minutes, and then there's an action sequence. 10 minutes, and then there's an action sequence. About roughly. So it's very, very well paced. It did stuff that I really liked, like pacing and cinematography. Like I'm gonna get into here in a minute. Like the action. Like there's the first action sequence is them Harkonnens coming in. I think Harkonnens coming in when there's like the bad guys think they're the Harkonnens. Let me look it up. Dune bad guys. Harkonnens are the antagonists. The Harkonnens come in, and there's this. They're just dying. They're just falling off the cliff, and it was epic, right? I was on the edge of my seat, like, what is going on? Paul just goes up and stabs, like, starts attacking them, wrecking shop, and I was all in. And all of the final battle when they just come in and wreck, like, I'm just talking about the action now. It was epic. The worm riding was epic. The word to use is epic. This film is paced so well. It's gorgeous and epic. And my reaction to this film, like, again, I just am in love with it. Like, my review, like, I've turned this way. but it was awesome. And the cinematography, like, and specifically when there's fire and when there's fighting, like, with the sand, especially with the worms, it's gorgeous. I love the cinematography. There's like few shots in this movie, and it's not the variation or the specific number does not matter of how many times there was this shot. There's certain moments like where Paul's standing in the distance, and you see him like black shadow, kind of like similar to Kingdom, Killers of the Flower Moon, like where it's like a silhouette type shot. It's not with the fire, but like when he's standing there like on the dune, and then it's like this black, like it's this like silhouette, and it looks so good. And I'm like, the cinematography, man, these shots look so good. And I'm watching the film. I'm glad I was watching it because I did. As I was watching it, there are moments where I'm taking this video class in college. By the way, I'm back at home. By the way, I didn't mention that. Not in my dorm. I'm in spring break, but I'm watching it and I'm going, I recognize all these shots that I'm learning in my class. Like, look at this shot. Oh, it's so good. Like wide shot, panning, or certain moments like the camera angles. Oh, it's so good. I just love this film. And not that I've never noticed it before. This isn't like the first time I'm noticing this. I'm not oblivious. I'm just saying I loved it so much in this film, and I feel like this is a sequel worth watching. Like this is the movie I will go back to. It's just like Across the Spider-Verse. It's not that I won't watch the first one. It's not like I'm never going to watch Into the Spider-Verse or the first Dune ever again. I never said that. I'm just saying that I feel like the sequels to both the Spider-Verse and Dune are exceptional. Exceptional. Action was great. Like the worm riding, the final battle when you see that big orb over top. By the way, the arena scene with Elvis, Austin Butler, man, that was a good scene as well. I love the way they do like these black and white scenes. I need to know who edited this film and how to talk with them, how to get a hold of this person. Oh my goodness, he or she, whoever did it, a team of people. Oh God, it was awesome. But yeah, I just love the cinematography way too much. The action too, the music with the action sequence, like when they have the scene with Paul and Zendaya when the big ship, like the big bug, whatever ship, massive teardrop thing, and it's in there, and there's these lasers that come in, and then they're like shooting people, and they go in. It almost reminded me of the Dune crawler, what's it called, sand crawler from Star Wars, and they dive under like the treads, and I was like, oh my God, and then and dude, it was crazy, it was nuts, and I loved it. And I thought, and then they just wreck shop, and then the end scene, the ending, when they're there, and you know the moment, like because Zendaya and Paul are loving each other throughout the film, they have a relationship, they kiss and whatever. It's awesome. I love their chemistry. I loved it in this film. And at the end, he's like, I will love you for as long as you breathe. By the way, the moment when she drinks the poison, when the mom drinks the poison, then he drinks the poison too. That was crazy. I thought the poison thing was a little like, oh my God, like it was trippy. But and then so that happened. He drinks the poison. Zendaya comes in and like, Chani, like, what did you do? So they're all having and Paul, Timothy Chalamet can act when he does his yelling scenes. I loved his yelling scene. It was like crazy good. It was just breathtaking to hear him like no, silence. That's not hope. It was crazy. And also the a moment where at the end when after the scene when all of them are around and he's like putting up the knife and like this, and Zendaya, they're in there, and he's fighting Austin Butler. And he's like, I'll take Florence Pugh, your daughter, Florence Pugh is the daughter of the Emperor, who is Christopher Walken's character. And, by the way, Stellan Skarsgård character is weird. He's this big dude, big floaty dude, very weird. But the Emperor, and he's like, I'll take Florence Pugh. And Zendaya's jealous, very pissed, because, like, they were going to love each other as long as they could breathe, like, Paul said, I'll love you as long as I breathe to Zendaya. And now he's like wanting Florence Pugh to be his wife. So him and Austin Butler, Paul and Austin Butler have a fight. Oh my God, it was such a great fight. I was in agony because the knife goes inside Paul, Timothy Chalamet, and then he takes the knife on his hand, the blade, and it's like he goes up and then stabs Austin Butler. Man, it was so tense. I was on the edge of my seat. I was so tense. But man, I loved, and then Florence Pugh, they don't want that, the houses, all the different houses were like, nope, you're not with her, you're done. Like, they all leave, and then they're like, a war is coming, an even bigger war than the fight they just had, because Timothy Chalamet kills the big deuce, kills Stellan Skarsgård's character, so he's dead now. And Drax, there's also a fight between Dave Bautista, Drax, and Josh Brolin, who is Thanos. There's also a fight between them in the movie, and Josh Brolin kills Dave Bautista's character. So, man, I just thought that was a great scene as well. And as there's fire around them, as Josh Brolin and Dave Bautista are fighting, there's fire around them, which is a great moment as well. And at the end, Zendaya just leaves because she's so mad. So she's off on the run. She's riding a sandworm at the end, and everybody, there's a war now, and oh man, the movie just ends. It doesn't end on a big cliffhanger, but it ends like what's going to happen next. It ends with the book 1, like, concluded. So, and now Dune Messiah is next. So I'm very excited for the future of this thing. I'm excited to see if they keep the same cast. They might keep the same cast as they get older. I'm excited for Dune Messiah when that movie ever comes out. So I'm excited for the third one. I'm not comparing, but I'm just excited for the next Spider-Verse. My most anticipated movies of the future is Dune Messiah and Spider-Verse 3. Beyond the Spider-Verse, man, I love these trilogies. I'm in love. I cannot wait to do my favorite movie trilogies of all time once those movies come out. So anyway, my rating of this film is a 10 out of 10. It really is. It really, really is. It's just, I can't say good enough thing like that and this movie and Across the Spider-Verse have really signified my love for movies. This is a definite 10 out of 10. I can't say enough. I can't drop it down lower, because if I do, people will be like, "Oh, you don't love movies enough. You didn't give it a 10 out of 10." Or if I give it a lower, or the fact that I give it a 10 out of 10, people will be like, "Oh, you're just biased." I'm like, I'm not biased. I'm biased towards Spider-Verse because I'm a big Spider-Man fan. But this really signified for love for movies. Did I say that right? I signified for love. Oh, I did it again. It signified my love for movies. And that is why I'm giving it a 10 out of 10. And I just never had a love. Like, the movie packed, there was only 4 seats left in my theater. Like, my theater was packed. I saw this movie in IMAX, and I don't regret a thing. Because this is my most anticipated of the year. So I told my couple friends that I went to see the movie. By the way, click that card up there if you want to watch our vlog of it. But I said we have to go see this in IMAX because it's my most anticipated of the year. But I cannot wait for more movies this year. This one was great. Dune Part 2, my most anticipated of the year. Saw it. It is over. I cannot wait to keep watching it whenever it comes out. But yeah, that's my review, guys. What did you think? If you've seen Dune Part 2, let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, follow me at Boba Fett Jedi Master over on Instagram, and keep up to date on whatever's coming on the channel. And don't look out elsewhere on YouTube for other disappointing things. Anyway, that's my life story. Anyway, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, follow me. Don't forget to keep calm and play Lego. Peace out, everyone. Bye.